a lot is going on at Chelsea right now. Some people don't even know who to blame, whether to blame the managers, the players, or the owners. But for me personally, I feel like Chelsea fans should channel their anger towards the owners, towards the management.
I believe you're very right. The management or the management, yes, they have a share of the blame. But of course, the players to also have a responsibility and a duty to fight for the badge, to fight for the club, and of course, it won't be totally out of place to say that the players totally failed at their job. I mean, because if you look at it, there's the tactics part where the manager, the coach, whoever is in charge, will dish out. Then, of course, I think in the words of Rosino, the last Chelsea coach, before the sacked him, it was like at some point the tactics will go out of the window. Then it is going to be the players to find a way to either win, at least fight for the badge. And I think the current crop of players in Chelsea they failed to do that. And it says a lot. Yes, the management have their own portion, but of course the players. I mean, it just seemed like they just decided to down the tools since Maresca left. I think when Rosino came, I mean, it was still about this. They went on a good run.
Yeah, people had six,
Yeah,
five games in
they
a row.
had a very good run. Then after that time,
See,
they just went to
I
sleep.
feel like Chelsea fans need to understand that people running Chelsea now, they are Americans. Americans don't care about winning trophies. They only care about the commercial aspect of the club. How can we balance the book? How do we make money? Americans owner, they don't care. Even if the club does not win any trophy in the next 10 years, they don't care as long as the books are balanced the at the end of every season. If they are the books are balanced, profits are coming in, and endorsement brands are coming in, they are okay. American owners, they are okay with that. They don't care. They don't care about trophies.
But this is why I think for every Chelsea supporters out there, this is where our heart bleeds because I mean these people have come in and they've done really terrible job at management. They have no idea of how to run football.
Because I feel like what they are doing right now, they are doing business. They will sign a small boy from America, South America. Then in the next 2 seasons, they will sell for like 50, 60 million.
Yeah, yes.
That is what they are doing now, basically. That's what they are doing now.
It is good model, but at the same time,
If they are running Chelsea like that, they are programming Chelsea not to win trophies.
Exactly, which is what is happening. But of
Chelsea
course,
right now can't compete for the Premier League.
But of course, yeah, in as much as they can't compete for the Premier League, we have always find a way. It is in the DNA of Chelsea. We are not Arsenal. It is always in our DNA to at least, even on a bad day, on a very bad day, in a bad season for Chelsea, you will still manage to enter one final. That is how it is always happen. But then again, it is not just about entering this final. It is also making it count. I know. At least we've gone to. There was a final we played. I think it was against Liverpool recently, and we lost the game. Of course, they played really well, but we still went ahead to lose that game. So at the same time, again, the Chelsea model is terrible. I mean, of course, we miss Abramovich a lot. Under Abramovich, this kind of thing might not happen.
No,
But then again,
Abramovich does not even believe in signing young players. He believes in signing finished products.
Players
that will come in and give trophies and deliver Premier League title, whether Europa League, whether Champions League. They must have deliver one major title in 1 or 2 years.
And that has not really stopped, but it's just that the quality
I think it has stopped. It hasn't.
It hasn't.
I think it has stopped.
It hasn't. We've always find ourselves in final.
Chelsea are not signing quality players again.
Yes,
they are not signing finished product again.
We are not, which is terrible, which is really terrible. I can't. Maybe apart from Caicedo, maybe Fernandes that won the World Cup. I don't think there's
remove
any
Fernandes and Caicedo from that team.
That did very well at Brighton at the time.
Remove Fernandes and Caicedo from that team. Chelsea is like just normal team in the Premier League.
But I mean, we have good talent. We have good talent. That you cannot take away. We have good talent. I mean, There is a Rhys James.
Okay,
Rhys James
wait,
there.
see,
Rhys James is arguably top 3 right back in the world.
I agree. I agree. What I'm saying is that Chelsea fans, they don't need to always channel their energy to the managers. Even if Alonso come in now and they don't give him the right players to play his style of football, the players will still struggle, the project will still fail.
The project has failed, and I believe that the new manager coming in is restarting another version of the project. And one thing I've been able to read online is that the Chelsea players will not, the Chelsea management will not sign any player until they appoint a manager, because they want the manager to have a say
In the
in
signing
the signing of the players, in the players coming in and players going out, which I think is I mean a first step in the right direction, because I mean they've been able to now realize that okay, maybe there's something wrong with our model, and maybe we need to
No,
we
the
need to
recruitment
adjust.
process at Chelsea right now is a total failure.
Yeah, so maybe we need to re-edit, maybe just tweak the recruitment model, and which is why they want the manager to come in and they want the manager to have a say in the recruitment process. I think it's good, and I also believe that the match day fans are also piling up so much pressure on the management. I can see a couple of games in the last 2, 3, 4 games where the Chelsea supporters, even before the game ended, they've left
Stadium.
They've left the stadium,
And
they are
they
booing,
protest before the
they
game.
protest, and they do all sorts of things, which I think is these are some of the things that we need to get the management to wake up from their slumber, and of course, the players too needs to take responsibility. They can't shield them of that from taking responsibility, and I want to believe that both the management, both the players, including the coach, because for Liam Rosinio, I mean,
I feel like the appointment of Liam Rosinio should have never even happened in the first place.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't.
Should have
Chelsea,
never even-
those guys. I mean, it beats my imagination that this current Chelsea management, they've turned Chelsea to a club where people can just come in to maybe test
I feel
their
like
career.
they want somebody that they can tell what to do.
I mean, he doesn't. This is not a place where you come and say, "Oh, you need to have had. You need to have a certain. Your CV
Your
needs
CV,
needs to
CV.
have been. Be good enough. You understand? We need to, when people are reading your CV, you've done this, you've achieved this, you've won this,
See,
even both as a player or as a coach. Then we can now say,
for
okay,
all
fine.
of this, for all of this to happen, Chelsea fans need to put more pressure on the owners. They need to pressure them. I will not be surprised that at the end of the day, they may not even sign Xabi Alonso, because Xabi Alonso is giving them a lot of condition that if you cannot do this and this, I will not come. If you cannot give me the type of player that I want, I will not come.
If it doesn't come, it's not good. And if it gets to that point,
And Chelsea right now cannot afford to spend a lot of money in the transfer market right now, because currently they are being monitored by the FFP.
Yes, of course.
FFP is on their tail, right? They are just monitoring them, because if Chelsea does not, if Chelsea is not in Europe next season, either Champions League, Europa League, and Champions League, they will have like some financial constraint. They cannot spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
So that's why Chelsea need to do anything within their power to make sure that they are in Europe next season. And I feel like they cannot go through the Premier League again to go to Europe, because it's almost impossible right now. The only way to go to Europe next season is by beating Manchester City in the FA Cup final. If you win the FA Cup final, you go to Europa League.
So which is doable?
I feel like Chelsea have the history of surprising everybody in cup final. I feel like they can beat Man City in that final. I feel like they can do it
on a day, because I mean,
nobody even me myself, I didn't give Chelsea any chance to beat PSG in the Club World Cup. And they surprised the whole world.
And they made that happen.
Yeah.
Even when they met Manchester City the other time at Champions League final, I mean the odds was against Chelsea, and they still managed to pull victory. And I think that Well, I am not putting so much hope on Chelsea to win, but of course, if eventually it happens, I think it's going to be a miracle.
Because I mean, when I feel like the game against Nottingham Forest was the breaking point for me. Nottingham Forest coming to Stamford Bridge, benching their first 11,
And still
beating Chelsea at Stamford Bridge with their team B.
was a disaster.
Was very, very disgraceful.
Which was why I said that. See now, you can't put that blame.
Imagine
on the
Nottingham
management.
Forest benching players for Chelsea.
You can't beat that. You can't put that blame on the management.
It's the players, yes.
The players.
It's the players, yes.
The players. They need to take responsibility. They did so badly.
I feel like the players, they are hiding under the umbrella that the management are not responsible.
Of course.
The players are using the opportunity to also not do their job properly.
But they are being paid.
Because Joe Pedro said something that
yeah.
we cannot always blame the managers.
Yes.
We need to also do our own part. He was angry
Yeah.
after drawing the game this weekend against Liverpool. Joe Pedro was angry. He was like, let's do our own part. We cannot always blame the manager. Let's play our own part.
It's that simple. It is that simple. If you're not playing
The
your
game
part,
against Liverpool, Pedro was the only player trying to play football on that day. The others, I did not see the passion. Kopama, zero.
It was terrible.
Pedro was the only person. You can even see from his body that he was angry in that game. Other players were drawing him back.
It was really terrible. It was really terrible. Well, of course, I mean, both Chelsea and Liverpool are birds of the same feather.
I feel like Chelsea fans may not know what is going on right now until next season. They are not in Europe. That they have to wait at home when others are going to play Champions League, Europa League. That is what United fans. We've
been there before.
I can tell you as a United fan, it's a terrible feeling. You have to wait and play one. You play one game in 1 month.
I mean,
it's a terrible feeling.
You play like four, 5 games in a month. I mean, the players will refresh. They will be well rested for Europe. You know, but of course, it takes nothing away from the fact that Chelsea is still the Club World Cup, winner.
I don't even want to hear that.
And you can't take that away. You can't take.
See, most Chelsea fans don't even want to hear that Club World Cup nonsense again because the club right now is in a total mess.
No, because we are used to winning. That's the excitement of
because
last year.
you are used to winning.
Yeah.
But the way the owners are going right now, there is a big decline in Chelsea. This thing, Chelsea is going down.
I mean, every club at some point will go through that route. Even Real Madrid.